Hello everyone, welcome back in this new fresh video. Today let us talk about the principle and requirements of friction clutch used in automobiles. So let's get started. All of the motorcycles and cars are having a clutch to transmit power from engine to gearbox. Flywheel, friction plate and clutch plate are the main components of a clutch. Ceramic materials are used for friction plate which has higher coefficient of friction. Flywheel is mounted at the rear side of crankshaft and friction plate is placed over it. The same friction plate is placed on clutch plate which is mounted on the gearbox input shaft. Suppose disc B is mounted on shaft A and disc C is mounted on shaft D. As these discs are mounted on the shaft, the speed of shaft and speed of disc must be the same. Initially, when clutch is not engaged, disc B and shaft A is rotating. But if we apply axial force on clutch plate, that is on disc C, then both the friction plates come in contact with each other and power will be transmitted to the gearbox. Please note that the axial force is not applied by the driver. This force is applied by the springs or pressure plate. Clutch is always in engaged condition. When driver press the clutch pedal, it gets disengaged. The speed of clutch plate depends upon friction force present, which is proportional to the axial force applied. If the axial force is applied gradually, then speed of disc C increases till it will become equal to the speed of disc B. Then the clutch is said to be fully engaged. The torque transmitted by friction clutch depends upon three factors, that is mu, W and R, where mu is coefficient of friction, T is torque transmitted and R is effective radius of friction surface. But these above three values have some upper limit, beyond which we cannot increase the values. Now let us talk about requirements of clutch. First and the most important requirement of clutch is torque transmission. The torque transmission capacity of clutch should be greater than maximum torque produced by engine, or in other words, clutch must be designed at 125 to 150% of maximum torque produced by engine. Second is high coefficient of friction. As we have discussed, the friction plates should have high coefficient of friction to avoid slipping while transmitting power. The clutch should be gradually engaged to avoid jerks while operating it. The heat generated because of friction material should be dissipated properly, then it is said to be a good design of clutch. All the parts of clutch must be dynamically balanced. The size of clutch must be as minimum as possible to occupy less space. The clutch plate should have minimum inertia. If it has higher inertia, then the clutch plate will keep rotating and results in hard shifting of gear. The clutch should be easy to operate and minimum efforts must be required to operate it. This is all about friction clutch.